Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to a very special reaction and review. And this is to the new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the Kingdom Hearts 3 Toy Story trailer from from D23. This is the Kingdom Hearts 3 Toy Story trailer D23 new gameplay 2017 PS4 and Xbox One. My best friend sent me the link to this. And so this is pretty early. This just came out yesterday, actually. So let's go ahead and check it out. And oh my gosh. Now I can already obviously it shows right here, the links over here, Sora, Donald, and Goofy in the Toy Story world. So that looks really interesting. It's a first, which okay, I'm gonna save my analysis for after this is over, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Check everything, make sure everything's a go. Okay, start video on 3, 2, 1, click. Kingdom Hearts. Olympus Coliseum, Mount Olympus. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, the Dusks are back. And the Neo Shadows. That is freaking boss. That is freaking boss. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, I love that background design. That looks so freaking awesome. That's definitely going to be a challenging boss. Don't assume your dreams are just fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it, and dive in it. Awesome true words. Oh, wow. Oh, wow! In a sense, they kind of look like Legos. Those look really cool. Woody and Buzz.
あれはハートレスだよ。
ハートレスは前からここにいたのか？
いや、最近になって現れたんだ。
そういえば、そのハートレスが現れたのと、みんながいなくなった時期は一致するな。
他に何か手がかりはないかな。みんなが消えた時に変わったこととか。
あれかな。
あれだな。あれですね。
どれ？
アンディたちが消えた直後、あの黒いモヤモヤと一緒に、お前たちのようなフードのついた黒い格好をしたやつが現れた。
黒いフード。
Organization 13.
それってまさか。
I knew it! Organization 13.
ここで起こってる異変の原因がわかるかもしれない。俺たちに任せてくれないか？
いや、空たちだけには任せられない。
え？
みんながいなくなった原因がわかるなら、俺たちの問題でもある。
But
むしろ
can you fight? Okay, it would be interesting to see Buzz as a party character.
軍曹、偵察隊からの報告は？
ターゲットが最後に確認されたのはギャラクシートイズです。
最近できた新しいおもちゃ屋だな。案内するよ。窓から屋根
Oh
を
wow,
伝
that
ってい
looks
けば。
gorgeous. Deep space code. Oh wow, we're going outside. Oh man. Oh my gosh, look at this world. Oh, the large bodies are here. Those almost look like the Power Wilds. Okay, so that's an interesting attack. Looks like a space-based, like a space hammer. Okay, Buzz and Woody are party characters. That's awesome. So you can have two? Or not just on Goofy. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Look at this world! How far can you go? Like, how big is this world? How far can you go into this? This is amazing. Drill punch, okay. Oh man. That's gonna be so sweet. Oh, that's so cool. I wonder if Emperor Zurg is gonna be here. Oh my gosh. Sora just became a Transformer. Oh, okay, so it's just temporary. Okay. Okay, the reaction commands. They're back. You can actually take control of them. That is so freaking cool. I love this. Oh, this is so boss. This is so wicked. Is there a limit to... Oh my gosh! Coming 2018. Seriously? Next year? Are you serious? Disney Pixar Toy Story. Man, just listen to the reception of the crowd. That's so boss. Okay, so this is one we saw before, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, this is the one I saw before. Yeah. Yeah, okay, this is the one I saw before. Okay. Okay. There's a bit more at the end of this trailer, so I know I've already watched this one, but I'm going to go ahead and watch it through. Okay, I just now noticed Hercules is in it one shot. Okay, you know what? I have to say, I do wish. That is something that I do wish. That is something that I wish that you could do in Kingdom Hearts. I wish that this game would include both the North American and the Japanese sound. I mean, both the North American and Japanese audio tracks. I wish that was an option, that you could change it so you could hear the Japanese voices. Like, you could hear the Japanese voices and keep English subtitles, and you could also change to Japanese voice actors and Japanese subtitles. That would be cool if you had the option to do that. New World and new trailer, July 15th. Okay, there I already saw. That's what we just saw. Jacksepticeye! What are you doing there? Jacksepticeye! Okay. Okay. What did I miss? What did I miss with Jacksepticeye being there? What did I miss? That's so cool. Okay, obviously this is two separate things. Obviously this is two separate... Okay, obviously this is both trailers put together. Ah, crap, I forgot to tell... okay, the link is on MK Ice and Fire's channel. Okay. And, obviously this is both of the trailers put together. And so there's a segment there with Jacksepticeye. I don't know what that was, so someone please fill me in on what that was. Okay, now, reviewing the trailer, what we saw, the one thing, first off, there are some similar. I noticed they did bring back some audio clips, or rather some tracks from the other Kingdom Hearts titles. The title, I recognize one of the battle themes whenever Sora is jumping early on. It's about 12 seconds into the trailer. I recognize that track. I don't remember the name of the track. I'd have to go back and listen to it, but it is one of the tracks. I can't tell if it's remastered for this title, for this game, or if it's the same. I can't tell. But right off the bat, I can tell this segment, whenever Sora is making his way up, it looks like he's making his way up to Mount Olympus, and there's different patterns in which he can get up there, and then it looks like he's performing like a wall jump, a sort of Mario based thing. I just want to say, but he manages to get up to Mount Olympus right here, and you can see the gates before him. And then you're also back in front of in front of the mansion in Twilight Town, and right off the bat, Sora pulls out these double dual-wielding double Arrowins, which is freaking boss. And I love the cinematic with how Sora does this. These look like harpoon guns. These look like harpoon guns that he's wielding. These look freaking boss. And I noticed that, if I can get a good screen of it, I noticed that the Neo Shadows, in this segment here, I noticed that the Neo Shadows, as well as the Dusks, are back. Now, this is interesting. To my knowledge, the Neo Shadows are pure-blood Heartless. The Dusks, of course, are nobodies. And obviously the nobodies are still here, because obviously the nobodies are still here because Organization 13 is still here, to a degree. But there's a mix, again, of both the Neo Shadows, of pure-blood Heartless, artificial Heartless, and of and of the nobodies here. So I'm actually really happy for that, because it's really going to be cool to see it's really going to be awesome to see what new Heartless and nobodies are introduced in this game, as well as the return of classic Heartless and nobodies. The Dusks, the Shadows, the Soldiers, the large bodies, they're all present. Now, we see this other segment of Sora using Magic Launcher, where he has this awesome-looking gun, which looks like a RPG, like a torpedo launcher, and he's also using a different. He charges this sucker up and manages to blast the Heartless and the Shadows. And this particular segment here is just really spectacular because of the fire and smoke effects. It really does look gorgeous. Now, another thing that you notice pardon me. Another thing to notice here, particularly with Twilight Town outside of the mansion, there's a bit of there appears to be a darker saturation with the color tone, with the color texture this time around than there was in Kingdom Hearts 2. It was like brighter, and here, because of what they're able to do with the PS4, it's darker. It's a bit more of it has more of a evening, more of a dusk or sunset-like or sunset-like appearance, which is really cool. It's really cool for that. We also see this other giant Heartless in what looks to be the town of the Hercules world, because we see the columns, we see the pillars, and this is really cool because there's this freaking giant boss here, and I just now know, okay, this is an artificial Heartless, because on the top of the head you'll notice the Heartless insignia, and also on the right you'll notice the hammer or mallet that he has, you'll notice the eyes and the mouth. And this is obviously going to be a boss battle. And we see over on the right, obviously we see Donald and Goofy are party characters. We also see Hercules is also a party character, and we actually see him. It's kind of hard to see with the screenshot, but he is present here. And another thing, again, take a look at the sky texture, the dark, almost like it's going to storm texture with the clouds. Look at the glow in the eyes of the Heartless. Look at the pink. Look at the color. Look at how the light is reflecting on the gold patterns around the upper sections of this Heartless. This looks really good. This looks really, really good. And this looks really, really amazing with how that it looks. And another thing that I really want to point out is the fluid movement that Sora seems to have. And I don't really need a screenshot for this, but Sora in the first Kingdom Hearts, whenever you were introduced to it, he moved good, but it was a bit sluggish. In Kingdom Hearts 2, the movements were improved to that Sora had more fluid movements. In the first game, you know, you could be near a Heartless, and you wouldn't necessarily actually hit it. Sora would just lunge forward. Sometimes you wouldn't even connect with it. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora would pretty much quickly slide or quickly dash forward. And Sora's movements just felt more fluid. He felt more light in Kingdom Hearts 2 as opposed to the first Kingdom Hearts. And that was something that continued throughout the rest of the Kingdom Hearts titles. The characters seemed more fluid, they seemed lighter weight, it seemed easier to actually move the characters. Overall, they seemed much more responsive than in the first Kingdom Hearts. And this one right here also appears to continue with that tradition, in that Sora is more agile, his motions are more fluid, which I'm really glad for. I'm really happy that they're going with that. And something else also with this game is how far back that you can actually see the rest of the world. There's less limitations here with how much of the world that you can see present on screen. And it really looks good. It really adds a lot of depth to the world itself. And I'm really curious to see what they can do with that and how far that it goes. Now, of course, we also see some gameplay footage of the Toy Story world, which is really interesting. This will be the first time that a Pixar world has been put into Toy Story. Now, with this particular screen here that I'm showing, honestly, this looks incredible. This looks like something, and from Sora's perspective, this kind of looks like something that you might see in a virtual reality game. This looks really well done. And there's many things to notice with this screen here. First of all, just look at how the light is coming through the window, the bright effect. It's not just glass with blue outside to simulate that and clouds. No, there's actually a bright effect to give the impression of sunlight actually coming through. Look at the beanbag chair as well. You can actually see the seams, you can see the creases in it. Before on the PS2, there would probably just be a few little lines in there. It would look more of a solid texture. Here, that looks real. Like, that looks like you can just, it looks like I can just reach out, touch it, and feel the cool leather fabric against my hands. It literally, I can just imagine it, just reaching out and feeling the cool touch that has, and feeling the soft, squishy feel. That looks great. That looks really, really well done. And again, the texture with the world itself, with the underside of this cabinet, it does not look like the underside of your traditional cabinet with the different colors, you know, the lighter brown, darker brown, the blacks. With the wood, it's more of a solid base color, but that's okay because this is supposed to be cartoonish. And we have Sora, and he looks like a nutcracker. He kind of looks like a nutcracker. he is designed. He kind of, it makes me think of like the old wooden toys, but he also has a look of an action figure. Obviously, he has a look of an action figure. The clothes are molded onto the body. You can see the different. You can see like the octagon shape with the neck, and you can see the different textures, the different shapes outlining the top of his shoulders. The body is not rounded or like cylinder. It's just almost like a boxy style shape. The arms just are connected into sockets. Pardon me. The hair looks like it might kind of be wood. It doesn't move. And then it's really comical whenever Sora realizes that he's been turned into a toy. And Donald and Goofy, I like their look here. I really like their look here. Donald, I don't know why. Okay, like they're wearing hats, different hats than what they were before. They're wearing different hats, and for some reason, now also, if you listen closely to the music that plays during this segment, this tune was used before in Kingdom Hearts 2. This same tune was used before in Kingdom Hearts 2. And so, again, I'm really happy that they're bringing back some of the original tracks from the original game. I'm really happy that they are doing that. I just accidentally skipped ahead. Why did I do that? I meant to hit the unfull screen, you... I meant to hit the unfull screen button. Not skip ahead. Dang it. Okay, I'll do it right this time. Anyway, now, going back to that, I'm really glad that they're reusing some of the original audio tracks, but I am also holding out hope that there will be some brand new tunes, that there will be some brand new tracks put into this. Because, you know, Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2, it was very well known as well because of its amazing soundtrack. Every single world had a different soundtrack that was put into it. Now, here in this trailer, what we saw was mostly just battles, and so we just heard the battle. We didn't really hear, like, whenever you're walking around in the world, this tune that's playing during this particular cutscene here, whenever Sora realizes that he's a toy, we've heard that track before in Kingdom Hearts 2. But it was very upbeat, very light-hearted tune, and it played out during other cutscenes before. But there has to be a tune, obviously, whenever everything is calm, there's no enemies present. And I'm really curious. Now, again, I really like Donald and Goofy's look here. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know. Like, for some reason, Goofy's appearance kind of gives me like a steampunk kind of vibe because of his hat, the way it's shaped, and then he has the sunglasses on the top of it, and then it looks like he's wearing like an aviator jacket or something with the white on the top, and then he has like the zipper. It just kind of looks like that. This almost looks like a steampunk style. Definitely not against that at all. I do like the style, but like very, very, very different look for the characters. And again, it's interesting to see, like, there's really interesting tiny details. First of all, look at the floor. The floor itself is not just one pattern. The floor is not just one texture. There's actually different colors, different color rectangles to give the impression of an actual hardwood floor. Besides that, look at the door. You can see the shadows. It's not just lines separating it and just like a 2D texture. There's actually, I mean, it looks like actual creases. There's chips you can see on the door facing on the left. Above the bottom hinge, you can see what looks to be a chip in the door. There you can see the different shapes with the door facing. Natural wood texture. It looks really great. And then Goofy here is also interesting because you can see the tiny lines going up the middle of his left side there, like the collar of his outfit, and to give the impression of a plastic toy that has been put together front and back. And then also his ears, look at his ears. His ears aren't just one solid piece. His ears actually have like little joints on the bottom, and they're actually rounded to give the impression that they can actually turn, that they can actually move. That is really, really well done. That is incredible detail. And then It's interesting also because Goofy's eyes also have the impression of like the glassy or glossy style texture, which is also cool. And we also see these other brand new Heartless here, which they kind of look like the air pirates uh, from Kingdom Hearts. They kind of look like the air pirates from Kingdom Hearts, somewhat. But again, it's really awesome to see. It's really awesome to see the characters in the basic style here. The humor with like the typical banter with Sora, Donald, and Goofy here is just really comical. It was a really good point in Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. It's really great to see that come back. Donald has his basic mage's staff, which is really awesome. Sora has a unique keyblade as well, which appears to be shaped like a cactus, and it's a combination. The hilt around the handle is shaped like a spaceship, it's exactly shaped like the box that Buzz came in the first Toy Story. It's shaped like that. You also have what looks like the Rangers badge or shield or pin above that, and then the blade itself is a cactus with a star on the end, a hat, and a handkerchief around the top of it. So this is a combination of Woody and Buzz Lightyear Keyblade, but it's interesting because this is your first time being to this world, and so here you have this Keyblade here, and Sora is starting out with it. So this actually brings to mind a couple of things, and I apologize if I missed something, but of course, in Kingdom Hearts and in Kingdom Hearts 2, the Keyblade that you would be seen with in the cutscenes would be whatever Keyblade that you were using. If you stuck with the basic Kingdom Key throughout the whole game, then every single cutscene would show you to have that Kingdom Key. If you transitioned to another Keyblade, then the cutscenes would show you with that Keyblade. But typically, you would not obtain a Keyblade for that world until after you completed it. Before. Here, however, they just got to this world, and already Sora has a Keyblade based off this world. So this makes me wonder if this time around, if you're given the Keyblade before you get to that world, or if this is just the developer's build, and the developer's demo, and for this demo they already have the Keyblades put in there, and they just simply switched over to this Keyblade, or this is basically just a cutscene. They could have just animated that Keyblade in there. So again, I'm not really sure if it's unlocked at this point, or if this is just it's just equipped for this developer's build. I'm not really sure. But another thing to notice is whenever Sora, Donald, and Goofy are ready to face off against these Heartless, it's in the typical battle formation. Sora in the middle, Donald and Goofy are to the sides, but kind of to the back. And the camera has a pan motion as it moves down to the Heartless, and you see several Heartless here ready to fight. And so I think it's really going to be cool, because this seems to be like this appears like it's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 2, whenever the battles would pretty much be scripted. And you would go right into it, like there was no transition. You'd go right from the cutscene directly into the gameplay without any transition whatsoever, which is also cool. And there's no flash of light, nothing. You just go right into it. So that's really cool. And again, you're able to fight these enemies. You have the basic traditional lock feature, and again, I'm really obviously Sora is able to use magic in this. Obviously, that was one of the core pieces of the game before. Me personally, I never really used magic at all, but again, there's really some really nice things to notice in the room here. Pardon me. With this particular screen, you take a look at the walls. Again, the texture, you have the lighter and darker shades on the wall. And then outside, you can even see the shadows. You can see the trees. They don't look like just 2D textures, which are outside. They actually look like 3D models, like 3D textures. There's actual depth to them. It looks great. It really looks great. And I just happened to pause at this right moment, and it was interesting because it was actually funny. In Kingdom Hearts 2, uh, whenever in Kingdom Hearts 2, I never paid any attention to it uh, throughout. I don't think I paid any attention to it throughout Kingdom Hearts and through Kingdom Hearts 2 until later on, whenever it's mentioned to you that whenever Sora is told basically that he's been harvesting hearts from the Heartless for Xemnas' purpose. And I realized that you could actually see the hearts lifting up from the Heartless. And I thought, wait, has that always been present in the game? And so whenever I started a new file later on, I went back and looked. It was there. And I thought, wait, was that prominent in Kingdom Hearts, in the first Kingdom Hearts? It was there. At least I'm pretty sure that it was. And here, I just happened to pause. It's also prominent here because you can see the heart lifting up from this Heartless as it disappears. So again, it's a tiny detail, and something. And also we see the crew from Toy Story: Buzz, Lightyear, Rex, and Pig. It's not Piglet, and it's not Hampton. And again, this is a really interesting detail as well. First off, you look at the back of Woody. You can see the shape, the crease in his left arm. You can also see the texture, like the sewn fabric around the hemline around his sleeve. You can also see the little pull cord on his back, and what looks to be a little bit of texture on the upper right of the pull cord, giving the impression that it's kind of protruding through the back. Yep, there is. There's some texture there, giving the impression of the fabric not just being a solid piece, but actually having a three-dimensional look to it, which is also really cool. And again, there's a crease in Woody's arm. It really does look great. And the interesting thing here is the way that the characters look. I mean, this is really, really, really well done. This looks like you're watching Toy Story. With the animation style that they're going with for this world, this looks like you're watching Toy Story. And it's interesting because here you have Sora, Donald, and Goofy who are out of place in this world, yet the animation is blended perfectly to that they don't look out of place. It looks good. It looks really, really good. And it's interesting because to see this combination animation with Buzz and Woody here, and again, it's also really cool because this is the first time we've seen a Pixar-based film in Toy Story, in Kingdom Hearts. And people have been wondering and wanting a Pixar-based world before, and a lot of people have thought, Toy Story would be a really good world to use because there's a lot of potential. Obviously, Disney and Square knew this, and it was just waiting for the right time to spring this surprise on everybody. And it's really cool to be able to actually see it. Now, obviously, this is the Japanese voice acting, because if you watch how the characters' mouths move, they move exactly to what they're saying. It's like there's not different visuals with the characters' mouths moving. It's different. I mean, it's not different at all. It's matched up to exact. And so this is obviously the Japanese build of the game, which honestly I'm totally fine with. Like I said, I really wish that they would give you the option in the game whenever the game started, which audio or which style do you want? Do you want the North American or the English version, or do you want the Japanese version? Because I think it'd be really cool. Like if I had the option to play through Kingdom Hearts 3 and everything be as it is here, with the characters speaking in Japanese and seeing their mouths move with the Japanese audio, with their Japanese voices, and have English subtitles, I would so do that. I would so totally do that. I would love to do that. I would so totally love to do that. But I think it's really cool. Obviously, I'm really hoping that we get to hear Tim Allen and Tom Hanks reprise their roles as their characters for this. That would be really, really awesome. And again, we also see a lot of the other characters. They also make the mention about the guy dressed in a black hood. And Organization 13 are the only ones that I can think of, unless there's a new boy band called Organization 13. That's got to be Organization 13. But one thing is interesting here is I think it's really cool that Woody makes the mention that like Woody is brave enough, and obviously Buzz as well, that if their friends are missing, they want to help out as well. They don't want to just let someone else handle the problem. They want to step up. They want to do something about it as well. On that note, Disney, please give Minnie a Keyblade. Put her alongside Mickey, please. That's all I ask. I'm not asking for too much. I'm not asking. That's all I'm asking. Give Minnie a freaking Keyblade, please. Put her in the game, please. Anyway. I mean, come on. Why can't Minnie have the same mentality? Like, why can't Minnie say, you know, I'm sick of waiting for Mickey to come home. I'm getting a Keyblade, and I'm going with him. Why can't that happen? I mean, come on. Minnie can kick butt. Come on. It'd be awesome to see her kick some butt. And save Mickey, too. I mean, come on. I'm for that. I'm totally down for that. Now, the scene transitions as well to show this poster. And I have to look at this poster to see if there's any. Now, take a look at this poster that we see here with the detail for this poster. There's some interesting things here. This would actually be a great opportunity for some little Easter egg put in there. Okay, we see Space Rocket. Okay, obviously that kind of looks like the rocket on the top of the Pizza Planet truck. It also, for some reason, makes me think of Fallout 3. And we see Galaxy Toys. And honestly, look at the paper. Look at the style of the paper. Look at how brick is spelled. Look at the blue and the yellow. Look, like, I'm thinking this is a reference to Toys R Us. Okay, I'm thinking this is a reference to Toys R Us. I could be wrong. Please feel free to tell me if I'm wrong. But this sale paper looks like a reference to Toys R Us. And I just now noticed. Take a look on the lower left. The robot. Sora was actually inside of that later on in this trailer. That's cool. Now, what else do we have here? Now, we see what looks like the traditional Barbie dolls on the lower bottom in the middle. They're not called Barbies. I can't see what that says, but we see what looks like Hot Wheels cars over on the side for $10.98. That's kind of expensive for Hot Wheels cars. And we see what looks like Lego sets in the blue here. $7.99 is not bad for a Lego set considering how much they are today. And we see these plush dolls or plastic dolls over here for $14.99. Again, I don't know, like. And then we see this barcode on this ticket for baseball ticket. And we see 3:45 p.m. August 12th. We actually can see a date. We see August 12th. There's nothing else that we can see. Obviously, they're not going to put too much on that. And we see Buzz Lightyear on TV at 10-something. So, obviously, the Buzz Lightyear program. It'll be interesting if that was like an inside joke to the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command TV series that was done. But again, there's that right there going on. That's really cool. And now look at this texture here whenever it transitions to this outside look, to this look from the, whenever it looks through the window outside. The leaves. Look at that. Every single leaf is individually placed and moves, or a lot of them move, in this screen, in this clip. This is amazing detail. And look at the way the light cascades between the branches and around the tree. This is amazing. Again, my mind is just blown by the detail and the world and the appearance of the world in this game. I am going to be so mesmerized by this game. The world is just going to be beautiful. This looks amazing, and I cannot wait to see it. It looks so gorgeous. It looks so gorgeous. I really want to see this. Now, the scene transitions to an outside shot, and oh my gosh, my mind is again further blown by this, because here you are on the roof, and it shows how large the world is. You got the driveway, the front yard. There appears to be a little wooden fence down below, beside of that bush, beside the garbage can. So I'm wondering if that's the limitation for how far that you can go. Theoretical. It's theoretical. I could be wrong. You might be able to jump over it. And I'm wondering, and then you see other Heartless here. We see two different Heartless behind Sora. They look like little broom-based or something Heartless, but we see two different designs for them. Really curious for that. We also see on the, just look at the texture with the grass and the building beside of the one you're on. The shadows being cast. It's not just one straight shadow. You can actually see the reflection of what looks like trees and such, branches. It looks amazing. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. And we also see, again, keeping it with the detail, as Sora hits enemies with this Keyblade, you see the Sheriff Stars, which is also really cool. And appears to be tiny little other stars as well, which is also really cool. And now, again, we see the detail for the world, we see the detail for the houses and the car in the background. And again, I'm further wondering just how large this world is. Just how large is this world? Now, of course, like I said, we see the fence over here. I'm wondering how large this world is. How far can you go with this world? And of course, we see the other enemies. We see the large bodies are back, of course. We see the other unidentified enemies on the lower bottom of the screen. We also see that Buzz and Woody, again, are also party characters, which is also really cool. Sora also uses a different attack called Hyper Hammer to attack the enemies, and it takes on appearance with a Sheriff Star and looks like a combination of Sheriff Stars and Space Rocket, which looks really cool. Sora just graduated to being Thor. Congratulations. And as you hit the ground, obviously it causes cracks. Obviously they dissipate. Yeah, they do dissipate over time. And again, I'm really curious, again, about how large this world is. And obviously you can use Hyper Hammer. We see Fireza, of course, Drill Punch, and we see the effect. The individual cracks here in this texture for whenever Sora hits the ground is just amazing. I mean, that just looks amazing. I mean that looks amazing. You see the lighting effect in that, the crumbles, the different. I mean, that looks. I mean, look how much detail that has to it. That's incredible. And there's an interesting texture as well on the large bodies. Large bodies have a bit of a shinier appearance whenever they're facing the light. It's a small detail, but it's there. And again, I'm really curious, and we see Sora use Drill Punch, which is also cool. And the thing that I'm also curious about here is this particular, again, I'm curious. I know that there's no way that you could have this entire world. What you see here in the screen, is it possible? I mean, I can't imagine that all of this would be explorable. I can't imagine it being that much explorable. I just can't see it. It would be too large a world, I think, if you could explore that much of it. And another thing to notice is that I noticed is whenever you're in the grass, again, the way that the shadows are cast in the grass, how it's spread around the grass, and the lighting effect in the grass, just how everything looks. It looks great. It looks great. I mean, it's just shocking to me. Like, just the graphics for this are just amazing. And the individual textures with the grass here and how it looks whenever you're running through it, it's not just one solid texture. The grass is just a flat 2D thing. Okay, there's something that I just now noticed. Sora, whenever he got close to the fence, it appeared like he stopped. Okay, it appears, now this is just theoretical here, but it looks like there's an invisible wall. Judging by this scene here, it looks like there is an invisible wall at this fence. So I believe I was right in that the world is not as large as what it looks. So I'm thinking there is an invisible wall here at this fence. You can't go over it. And so because Sora doesn't move from it. So I'm wondering, obviously, so if that's the case, and again, I'm just theorizing here, if that's the case, then I'm really curious as to, it doesn't say this is going to be available on PC, but if it was, it'd be interesting to see someone be able to find a way to get outside of the map and just see how much of the world is actually there. I'm really curious as to how much of the world is actually visible that we can actually see that you can't explore. I'm really curious about that. We also see the drill punch. We see Sora using what looks like a grappling hook to throw a large body. That looks cool. Really, I mean, I'm really going to be taking advantage of this. And like I said, we have, it's really interesting because this one screenshot right here further confirms we have Sora, Donald, Goofy, Buzz, and Woody. We have 5 characters on screen. We have Buzz and Woody as party characters this time around. Both characters are party characters. This is the first time that you're actually able to have more than 3 characters on screen fighting. Oh, okay, yes. In Kingdom Hearts 2, there were a couple of moments whenever you could, whenever you went back to Twilight Town, Mickey and Riku, I think, were also present. Well, Mickey was. Okay, Riku wasn't, but Mickey was. But typically, whenever you had a party character, you had to switch out Donald or Goofy. Or not have the party character present in your party, but just have Donald and Goofy. Here, there doesn't appear to be any party character switching that has to be done. You're able to keep both Donald and Goofy on screen, and you're able to have 2 other party characters on screen. That's freaking amazing. That is freaking amazing. And they're inside of this toy store, and again, I'm wondering how much of this room is actually playable. And we see this other enemy that they're standing in front of. Those same, I believe that's the exact same robots. And I can't say that these are heartless. That kinda, these might just be enemies that the heartless are controlling. I can't verify that these are actually heartless based enemies. But the interesting thing is Sora is able to jump inside of these things and take control. Like, Sora just goes full on, Mobile Suit Gundam here. And it's really cool because I really love how this looks whenever you're inside of this mech. You see the texture on the sides of the screen, these like gauges and such. Even the control menu on the lower left is tilted and angled to give it more depth perception. And we see in the back, I mean, and you're able to actually fully control the character. You have tackle, blaster, punch, booster, danger dash. Why'd I think of MLP? And eject. And so I'm wondering here if there is a meter, and we also see Gygus in the background. I'm wondering if that's a reference to something or if that's just a name that they went with. But we see you're able to actually punch enemies. And I'm wondering how the controls work because Sora didn't even highlight punch, but he was able to do it. And so I'm wondering how you're able to do that. If it will tell you how the controls work. And I'm also curious as to if there is a limit for how long you can stay in one of these mechs. I don't see a timer or anything on screen to indicate how long that you're able to stay inside of the mech. So, but we see what looks like Sora jumping out of it, and it looks like it had some sort of glow. So I'm wondering if maybe that's a damage meter, or if it's just like the enemy just disappears after you use it. And we also see something else, if I can time it right. On this screen here, we also notice that the reaction commands are brought back. as Sora is hovering near this robot, and you see the triangle in the robot or on the robot, and you also see at the top of the menu ride. And so that is the prompt to get inside of the robot. So obviously they brought back the reaction commands that were introduced in Kingdom Hearts 2 and continue throughout the game, which is a good thing because now you're able to jump inside these mechs and take control of them, which is really freaking boss. And you're able, again, okay, now I'm also wondering, now there's a different name for this one, which is Explorer. Again, you have Blaster Punch, Booster, Danger Dash, and Eject. And again, I really love the texture whenever you're inside of this thing. I really love how this looks. And I noticed that the top of the buttons on the top changed from red to blue for this one, and obviously it's different colored robots. So I'm really so that's some really good detail there. That's some really good detail. And it's really, like, I love how this layout for this area looks. It's very open. It appears to be very, very wide open. And so it gives you a lot of area to fight in. It's not a very closed area. It's not a really closed off area to that you feel confined or restricted. It really does look like you have a lot of room to roam around. It looks like you may also be able to take cover behind these shelves if you feel overpowered or overwhelmed. You can actually take cover behind here and heal yourself, hopefully. And again, you're also able to jump. You're also able to move. And I'm really going to be excited to take control of these robots in this. This looks freaking boss. And again, I love how this looks like an anime-based shooter or something. I really love how it looks like you're actually piloting something. That looks really cool. And I'm also wondering, again, if you can just jump from these. You can attack from the air, which is also really cool. And I'm also curious about, obviously this is a toy store. I'm curious if there are any little references to anything Disney or Pixar or Square put in this area. I'm wondering if there's anything present in here that we haven't seen yet that might be present. Like, can you imagine there being, like, somewhere in the shop a hidden Mickey toy? Or a hidden, like, Cloud Strife figurine or something? Or a hidden, like, a Buzz and Woody figurine? That would be cool. That would be a really cool Easter egg for them to actually sneak in there. Then the scene transitions, and obviously here we have Xehanort. And he's in this, what looks like the toy store. And again, look at the lighting effect. The buckles on the top of the leather jacket have a shimmer to them. And also the shoulder of the jacket, or coat, has a shimmer to it. Looks really gorgeous. Looks really well done. You can even see the seams on the jacket, which is Boss. And it looked like they were in the toy store. So I'm really curious about that. And that was the trailer. Coming 2018. Now, obviously, I can't verify. I can't verify for certain. I don't want to say that this game will actually be out in 2018 because because obviously it could be delayed. They could delay the game. I'm definitely not getting my hopes up on 2018 because chances are they'll delay it. But if the game does release, and I'm just saying if it does in 2018, I really need to get a PS4. I need to get a new TV that supports 1080p. And I need to get a game capture device so that I can record gameplay footage. Because I would like to do a Let's Play of this game. I would like to. If people would be okay with that. If people would actually want to see that. I would like to do that. And the trailer also shows... And again, we've got the 15th anniversary for Kingdom Hearts. 15th anniversary, which is freaking... I want that emblem on a shirt. Like, I want this emblem on a shirt. And again, we saw the same trailer that we saw before, with the additional difference that Jacksepticeye is present at the end of it. what the heck was going on there? But yeah, that was, and again, I'm really looking forward to this. I can honestly say, I'm really looking forward to how this game looks. I mean, I'm really looking forward to this game overall. The graphics look gorgeous for this world, for everything here. The graphics look phenomenal. The worlds look more open, and they just look more open. They look, the depth perception looks farther, so that it gives you a much larger sense of how far that you can see, which is really cool as well. Um, the character models look amazing. There's plenty of areas where we get to go to right now that we can see. With Toy Story, we get to go back to Olympus, which is really awesome as well, or rather Greece. And I'm really curious as to what other worlds that we'll get to go back to, because so far I don't know of any other worlds. There might be some featured in other trailers, but I imagine they're probably going to keep it under wraps. I remember hearing something about a possible Frozen world, possibly. But again, there's plenty of potential for other worlds that they could go back to that they have been to before, because the story is not finished. And there's also potential for brand new worlds. And now that they're using Toy Story as a world, there's also plenty of opportunities. It would be interesting to see Emperor Zurg as a boss that you could fight, Lotso as a boss that you could fight. But yeah, the graphics for this game look amazing. The worlds look beautiful. I'm really curious about the story. The gameplay looks very solid. It looks fluid. It looks very easy to maneuver. I'm really happy for that. I'm really hoping that it keeps with the pattern of Kingdom Hearts 2 and and so forth and so on. That it doesn't have clunky controls. That it actually has fluid movement. And that you're actually able to move the character very, very, very nimbly, very, 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 very easily. And I'm really looking forward to that, hopefully. I'm hoping that there's also going to be some brand new introduced soundtracks for these worlds that we'll also get to hear. I'm really curious about some of these battles, because some of these battles look like something from Shadow of the Colossus almost, like the Rock Titan battle. Some of these look like really epic cinematic battles. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to just hearing the rest of the characters here and seeing what transitions, what goes on. And I'm also curious, will this be the final bit in the story? Or will there be more? Will there be a Kingdom Hearts 4? Or will we have Kingdom Hearts 3 and then have 4 or 5 other smaller titles before a Kingdom Hearts 4? I don't know. I'm also really excited to get to see Mickey in this, to hear him as well, to see what he can do. And I'm also hoping Minnie's in this. I mean, come on. Please, have Minnie in this. Please. Have a little bit of Mickey and Minnie fluff in this. Please. Please. For us Disney fans. Please, Disney. Please. If you're not going to give her a Keyblade, at least have some Mickey and Minnie fluff here. Please. But again, I'm really looking forward to this game. And like I said, if it is coming out in 2018, I can't really fathom that it's going to be out that soon. Yeah, I know. Why would I say that soon whenever people have been expecting the game for years now? But yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems too soon. Like, need a bit more time, maybe like another year to polish it, fine tune it, to make sure everything's good. Maybe 2019. But if it does come out in 2018, that's great. That's cool. I would like to be able, like I said, to be able to play the game and maybe do a let's play of it. Do my own style, which I'd love to do. But again, that was my thoughts on the trailer so far. Again, it really looks great. I'm really curious as to what's going to happen. And it looks really phenomenal. It really looks great. And I'm really excited for it, too. Like I said, I just need to get a PS4 and a TV and a game capture device. But again, also, for Disney and Square, I'm really happy with the development that is being made on the game so far. It really looks great. It looks phenomenal. I'm really excited for it. And I hope that they take their time with it and fine-tune it, polish it, and make sure that it runs great. Because, with Kingdom Hearts 2, with the other Kingdom Hearts titles, there weren't moments whenever the game came out that we experienced bugs that we had to wait until a patch was released. No, no. I know this is a new title, and sometimes they will release a patch for the games today. And so I'm really hoping that they take their time with this game. They don't rush it. They fine-tune it, polish it, and make sure that there is nothing that they have to release any patches for. Because the other games never needed patches. What you bought was what you got. That's what I'm hoping they do here. There's no patches. There's no updates. Nothing added. Nothing taken out. And I'm also hoping there's no multiplayer. No multiplayer stats. No online competing with stats or whatever. None of that junk. I'm hoping that it just stays single player. It sticks in the traditional sense of the original titles. It's a single player experience. You play it for that reason, and you just have fun. That's what I'm hoping. And so again, I'm really impressed with how that it looks so far. It looks phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad that it's not releasing very much to keep us from being spoiled. It's just enough to tease us with it. But they're holding back everything so that we can experience it on our own. I'm actually really glad for that. And so again, Disney and Square, thank you everybody working on this game. Really looking forward to it. It looks great. Really looking forward to how this is hopefully going to play out. Really looking forward to getting the game. And again, thank you all so much for all the hard work and effort that you're putting into it. And I am looking very forward to getting my hands on this game and playing it. So again, thank you all so much. And also, I really want to thank my best friend. Thank you so much for sending me the link to this. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for sending me this. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on it as well. Hope you enjoyed that. And again, thank you. You are the best. And also, thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And again, let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. And thank you guys again for joining me. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.